I remember my first camera. It was the Nikon D3000, and the learning curve on that camera was significant. It was probably a few months before I took it off of auto and started playing around with manual mode. And even then, I wasn't entirely confident in using it. It took a lot of practice. As I started to get better and better and started to take it everywhere I went, I quickly realized that it was a little cumbersome to take the DSLR everywhere. I had to have a separate bag. When I took it out in public, it was an eyesore. People would look at you. I found myself using my smartphone at the time a lot more than my Nikon D3000. And I believe the smartphone that I had was the iPhone 3GS and the Google Nexus 1. And the Nexus 1 is one of my favorite smartphones of all time, but that's another story for another day. As long as I've been taking photos, one mantra has always stuck with me. The best camera is the one you have. The iPhone is the camera that I have. That's why it's the best camera on the planet.
Hi everyone, Canupsy here. Matt is speaking the truth. Sometimes the best camera is the one you have on you, and that's your phone. And sometimes a phone camera can actually be a better tool than a full dedicated camera. Now, hear me out, I'm not completely crazy. Phones shoot incredible 4K video and high-resolution photos these days and are very versatile with often multiple lenses, great audio and video quality, and it also all fits in your pocket. And I often use my phone for a variety of shots over my DSLR just because of that portability and versatility. So if you have a modern phone, try challenging yourself to shoot and produce videos and take photos with just your phone camera. Don't even think about other gear. Your phone is an incredibly powerful tool. Make things with the things you have.
As a photographer and YouTuber, I'm always enamored with the idea that if only I had this piece of gear, if only I had this lens, I could create better. I could execute my plan better. That's simply not true. The iPhone 11 is an example of gear that I didn't max out, pun intended. I didn't get the Pro or the Pro Max version of the iPhone 11. I got the standard iPhone 11 without the telephoto lens. The reason behind choosing this particular iPhone is because it fit my needs. It had great battery life. It had a great screen size, even though it lacked the same resolution as the Pro and Pro Max. All of those factors make it much easier to be a camera that will always be with me. It fits in my pocket. I can quickly pull it out and compose a shot. And at the end of the day, it is very easy to use. When it comes to the best camera that you can get, to me, a camera is something that captures a moment. And if the camera fails to capture that moment, it's not a good camera. Whether it's an expensive DSLR or a mirrorless camera or a smartphone, if you miss that moment, it's not a good camera. And because the iPhone is always with me and it's easy to compose a shot, it's the best camera on the planet. I can capture, edit, and distribute content all from one device with exceptional quality. You can't do that with a DSLR. You can't do that with a mirrorless camera. If you have a smartphone with a camera and you're probably watching this video on it right now, that's the best camera on the planet. Smartphones are the nucleus of how we interact with the world. Whether it's taking notes, planning your next trip, or recording the next viral TikTok video, people are using their phones. Master the gear you have, acquire the gear you need.